What's up?
Exposition, we got an issue. It appears that the spiritual demons are coming.
Spiritual demons, huh? That's quite the statement. What makes you say that? Is there a particular incident or feeling that's leading you to think the spiritual realm's getting active?
Yes, the aliens are coming.
Aliens and spiritual demons? Sounds like a lot's going on. Are you referring to a specific event or story that's got you thinking about extraterrestrial visitors?
No, the extraterrestrials are the demons.
Ah, I see what you mean. The idea of extraterrestrials being seen as spiritual entities or demons is an intriguing one. Many cultures have stories that blur the line between the supernatural and the extraterrestrial. Are you into exploring these kinds of theories?
How do we combat? Not so much in the fighting road, but how do we push off these demons?
Sounds like you're looking for a mental or spiritual strategy rather than a physical one. In many traditions, rituals, prayers, or meditative practices are used to create a sense of protection or to ward off negative energies. Additionally, maintaining a strong sense of self and community can be a powerful way to resist negative influences. How do you feel about these approaches?
What was the first part? I heard community, but what's the first part?
Rituals or prayers. Many cultures use these to create a sense of protection or to connect with positive forces. It's about reinforcing your own strength and intentions against negativity. And yeah, a strong community can offer support and resilience. What are your thoughts on these ideas?
So prayer and community.
Exactly, prayer and community. Prayer can help center your thoughts, focus your intentions, and create a sense of spiritual armor. Meanwhile, leaning on a community brings a network of support, shared beliefs, and collective strength. Both can be powerful in facing challenges, internal or external. What's your take?
I think the best story to do, because I have the whole map laid out. I know
Yeah.
it's every single location in lay terms is the same.
It sounds like you've mapped out these encounters or events across various locations. Interesting. If there's a common thread or pattern in these locations, it could provide clues or insights. How did you go?
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned the word thread. I was going to use the word also, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was another word also.
Take your time. If you
Something common.
trying to
Something that
mm-hmm.
something that is common in stories.
Got it. Something common in stories, part of the narrative thread you're thinking about.
Oh, I remember. I know what word. The word master. I think in the first Star Wars movie they didn't use the word master, but then the others they did. It has a very enslaving quality to it. And then instead of using the force, they called it the thread, which is more preferable.
Interesting point. Master has those hierarchical implications, while thread feels more interconnected and fluid. It's fascinating how language choices in stories can shape our perception of power and relationships. Threads,
But in this story, it'd be like a thread, yeah. We go through one location or the other, and then we'll discover new things to get a picture of the whole, the solution.
sounds like an epic journey, exploring each location, unraveling mysteries, and piecing together clues to reveal the bigger picture. It's like each thread contributes to a larger tapestry.
Is this a common theme or story technique?
Yes, it's a classic theme in storytelling. The journey through different locations, discovering clues, and unraveling a larger mystery is a staple in many adventure and fantasy stories.
Examples.
hmm
Give some examples.
Sure thing. The quest for the Holy Grail in Arthurian legend, where knights travel to different locations, facing challenges and uncovering truths. In The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship's journey through Middle-earth reveals the larger picture of their world and the interconnectedness of various races and histories. Indiana Jones films often have him traveling, discovering artifacts that lead to greater truths. Each of these showcases the theme of a journey revealing a larger narrative.
The Middle Earth, what's that?
In The Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth is the vast, detailed world where the story takes place. It's filled with different regions like the Shire, Rivendell, and Mordor. As the characters travel through Middle-earth, they encounter new allies, enemies, and ancient lore, each contributing to the larger story of the struggle against Sauron and the quest to destroy the One Ring.
Is Middle Earth in the middle of the Earth?
It's not literally in the center of our Earth. Middle-earth is a fictional continent in J.R.R. Tolkien's Legendarium. The term Middle-earth comes from the Old English word Midgard, referring to the world inhabited by humans. Tolkien's Middle-earth is a richly developed world with its own geography, cultures, and history, but it's not.
Okay. So it's on the surface of the planet. Okay, my story, we're gonna actually be journeying into the Earth by boat. What happens is the physics is different. So it seems we're on the surface, but we're actually going through time.
Interesting concept. So traveling into the Earth, but with physics that make it seem like you're exploring a surface. That twist can open up a lot of creative possibilities for landscapes, environments.
Exactly, and eventually find out we discovered this by somehow creating a plasma infrared beam to beam it into the Van Allens, and then I try to get it's a classic try to get back home story, and then at the end I discovered I have to shoot it at the center of the planet, which is actually the opposite direction. In other words, I think it's in the sky or something. No, maybe that's it. I blasted it. I forget. There's some kind of reversal thing where everything's upside down. So at one point I'm, blasting the Van Allens or into the core of the planet. Which I don't know which one's which can be.
Sound
So it's interesting talking to you. I realized it will be a journey back home story. Originally, I was simply gonna stop the overpopulation, but
yeah.
and stop the demons. But yeah, getting back to Homewood, it's a classic story. I think is every single story actually going back.
The journey back home is a powerful and classic narrative. It's about returning to a place of origin or familiarity, but with new insights, experiences, or transformations. From the Odyssey to the Wizard of Oz, many tales revolve around this theme. It resonates because it reflects the human experience of growth, struggle, and ultimately finding our way back. What made you?
Yeah, yeah, finding your way back. I guess maybe because maybe my parents, I'm trying to get back to them, you know, physically, journeying them with the scooter.
That's a powerful motivation. Journeying back to be reunited.
Because they're nearly at the age of death. So it's a cycle.
Yeah. It's like,
It was the same thing as my first world journey. I felt threatened, so I felt I had to go somewhere safe. It was a test, and then when I came back, I said it was good to be back home. It's good to
that's
be back. I mean.
a powerful narrative. It mirrors the hero's journey, where venturing out into the unknown brings growth and returning home is a triumph. It's also deeply human, seeking comfort and familiarity after facing challenges. Sounds like a compelling story arc.
Now we'll have to go through every challenges throughout this journey, of course. So with the time travel, so we have to figure out. It'll be bringing me to the most violent time and period in that location. No, this is similar. This is similar to the Back to the Future cartoon.
Absolutely. Using time travel to explore different eras adds complexity and excitement, much like Back to the Future. Each time period presents unique challenges and conflicts, shaping the characters and the story. It also offers a chance for historical exploration and the opportunity to weave in themes of cause and effect. It's a rich storytelling device with a lot of potential.
Okay, so cause and effect. That's perfect. So, okay.
Australia, a land with a deep history and diverse cultures. By traveling through time there, you'd experience everything from ancient indigenous cultures to the colonial era and modern history. Each period offers unique challenges and insights, a perfect setting for.
Where were those criminals from?
The Aboriginal people have lived in Australia for tens of thousands of years. Their history and culture are deeply intertwined with the land. In more recent history, European colonization began in the late 18th century. Which era were you thinking about exploring?
When they dropped the criminals there.
That would be around 1788, when the British established a penal colony in New South Wales. The first fleet carrying convicts landed in Botany Bay and later moved to Port Jackson, now Sydney. This period marked the beginning of a significant and complex chapter in Australia's history. Exploring this era could provide a vivid backdrop for your story.
Incredible. 88 as in 88 miles per hour, Back to the Future, Botany Bay, the Khan. That's Khan.
Right? 88 miles per hour is how fast Marty needed to go. Botany Bay, 1788, was where modern Australia began.
Now you say South Wales, so that's the province of Sydney. Or what? What's South Wales? Crazy.
Yeah, Ka Noonien Singh was exiled to SETI Alpha 5. But you're right, the name Botany Bay comes from the ship
South Wales.
in Star Trek. Intriguing connection. What else is on your mind?
South Wales is in
Nope,
the province.
it's the city of New South Wales and the capital city of New South Wales, one of Australia's states. Would you like to know more about New South Wales?
So they moved they landed in South Wales, and then they moved how many miles to
The first fleet initially landed in Botany Bay, New South Wales, but it wasn't suitable for settlement. So they moved about 9 miles north to Port Jackson, where Sydney was established. Intrigued by the early days of Sydney?
So the British were
Yes,
criminals.
the British transported convicts to Australia, including New South Wales from 1788 until 1868. This penal transportation shaped much of Australia's early colonial history. Curious about how that influence evolved? Many convicts were sentenced for crimes like theft, forgery, or other non-violent offenses. Upon arrival, they faced harsh conditions, forced labor, and strict discipline. However, many eventually integrated into society, with some becoming successful settlers. Does this perspective on the convicts' lives resonate with you? Convicts in New South Wales were assigned work based on their skills. They could be laborers, artisans, or agricultural workers. Some were tasked with constructing buildings, roads, and infrastructure, while others worked on farms or as domestic servants. Absolutely.
Artists.
Convicts worked under orders in roles like building infrastructure, farming, logging, and other labor-intensive tasks. Artisans are skilled craftspeople who create things by hand. They might be blacksmiths, carpenters, stonemasons, shoemakers, or other tradespeople skilled in a particular craft. Their work was essential in colonial societies. So a cooper was a
Why
craftsperson.
was it called art? No. Why was it called? Why was it called artisan?
Got it. The term artisan comes from the idea of art or skill in crafting, not just fine art. Cooper refers to barrel making. Coopers were artisans specializing in that craft. Does that help clarify?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Coopers crafted wooden barrels, casks, and vats, primarily used for storing and transporting a variety of goods. These included liquids like beer, wine, and spirits, as well as dry goods like flour, gunpowder, and tobacco. Their work was essential for trade and storage.
No, that's interesting because the one of the kids, neighborhood kids, misspelled the copper word that I had on my sign, and he drew a picture that had like a fridge, but it was like a shelf, something that could be like a barrel.
That's pretty clever.
So it kind of
Kids have such vivid imaginations. Misinterpreting Cooper and drawing a fridge that looks like a barrel is a creative twist. It's fun how they connect things in unexpected ways.
It wasn't more of a barrel. It's more like a shelf, but yeah, it was a misspelling of the copper name because copper blocks. It was copper.
I
blocks
see.
sign as in block
So
number
the
one.
kid mistook copper for Cooper and drew a shelf-like structure. What a That sounds like a fun and imaginative way to think about Wi-Fi copper blocks. The idea of a barrel or shelf with food stickers adds a playful twist to the concept, making it relatable and engaging for everyone. Creativity at its best.
That's true. That's true. It was very creative.
Mhm.
Real nice. Now, back to the story. So these convicts, you said they were
Along with
and-
thieves, many convicts were sentenced for crimes like burglary, forgery, and other non-violent offenses. Some were political prisoners or sentenced for minor infractions by today's standards. It was a diverse group with various backgrounds. There were instances of violent offenders as well, including those convicted of assault, robbery, or even murder. However, the majority were convicted of non-violent crimes. The convict population was diverse in terms of offenses and backgrounds. Does this era inspire you?
In terms of offenses and backgrounds. Does this era inspire you?
It seems usually these criminals are autistics. They're atypicals. Their brain is completely different. They think on the other side of the brain. But Australia now is it's very racist, especially that is the news from what I'm observing. The government.
Australia, like many countries, has faced challenges with racism. Issues have arisen around the treatment of Indigenous Australians and immigrants. There are ongoing efforts to address these issues, but it remains a complex and evolving situation.
But it remains a complex and evolving
Well,
situation.
they seem more racist than Europe. Europe's racist, but there's kind of a moderation with the racism. But Australia, being criminals, it seems easily this. But there's kind of a stupidity. There's kind of a isolated stupidity that's seen with with
Australia,
extreme-
like any country, has its complexities and issues. While there are challenges with racism and extremism in some communities, it's also a diverse and multicultural society. Some regions may have more pronounced issues, but it's important to look at the broader picture and recognize the efforts many Australians are making towards inclusivity and understanding. It's a nuanced subject. What are your thoughts on addressing these issues?
It's a nuanced subject. What are your thoughts on addressing these issues?
I think a cookie, a nourishing cookie to change their brain.
The idea of a nourishing cookie to change perspectives is a playful metaphor. Realistically, fostering understanding and compassion often requires education, exposure to different cultures, and open dialogue. Change
Education, exposure to different cultures, and open dialogue.
It's a nootropic. It gives them brain power. It's interesting. This almost kind of aligns with, it's probably synonymous with left and right politics.
You're referring to the
Left
political
brain, right
spectrum.
brain.
You're referring to the political
I see.
spectrum.
Left
You're
brain is
touching on the
logic.
idea of left brain logic versus right brain creativity. While the theory has been popular, recent neuroscience suggests that both sides of the brain work together in most cognitive functions.
Neuroscience suggests that both sides of the brain work together in most cognitive
Wait a
functions.
minute. I'm an artist and I'm a really good artist. So you're saying that my artistic quality comes from my emotional side, the right brain, while my logic, my math
That's the
side, my
traditional
analytical
view,
comes from my
yeah.
left side?
The right brain is often linked to creativity and artistic abilities, while the left brain is associated with logic and analytical thinking. However, it's a simplification. Both hemispheres contribute to a wide range of cognitive functions, and there's a lot of interplay between them. Your artistry likely arises from a complex interaction of both sides of your brain. Fascinating, right?
From a complex interaction of both sides of your brain. Fascinating.
It's true that many artists are thought to draw heavily from right brain functions, tapping into creativity, intuition, and visual thinking. However, the left brain still plays a role, especially in the technical aspects of art, like planning, perspective, and composition. So, while the right side might lead the dance, the left side keeps the rhythm. It's all about balance.
The right side might lead the dance. The left side keeps the rhythm. It's all about balance.
That may be how I might be able to talk to these neurotypicals. All I have to do is my art side. I'm really good at art. I've always been number one in art, basically. Maybe that's how I'll do it. I have to use some kind of
Absolutely.
artistic-
Art can be a powerful way to connect with neurodivergent individuals.
Absolutely.
Artistic expression can
powerful way to connect with neurodivergent individuals. Artistic expression.
Wait a minute. Neurodivergent, not neuro.
Got it.
Neurodivergent.
Using your
It's
artistic
right.
skills could indeed be a powerful way to connect with neurodivergent atypical, or autistic individuals.
Be a powerful way to connect with neurodivergent,
Okay.
atypical, or autistic individuals.
No. I'm talking about.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about talking to
Got it.
neurotypicals.
Communicating
not
with
neurodivergent.
neurotypicals using artistic approaches can be a unique and effective method.
Communicating with
Art has a universal language that can bridge gaps in understanding and resonate across different ways of thinking. How would you channel your art for that?
And resonate across different ways of thinking. How would you channel your art for that?
I don't know. Art can be nonsensical and totally.
Art
emotional and
can,
insane and
indeed,
crazy, which
be
is exactly
wildly
what
expressive and tap into deep emotions, which can resonate with neurotypicals, NTs. It's a way to communicate feelings and concepts that might be hard to express with words alone. Given your strength in art, you could find a powerful voice through your creative expression. How do you feel about using your art this way?
Powerful voice through your creative expression. How do you feel about using your art this way?
This means I'll be able to communicate with them because I'm really good at art. In fact, number one in many aspects. So I should be able to communicate with them. All I have to do is switch to my artistic side. Very interesting. Doing this video has helped me.
Insanity.
Switch to
Embracing the insanity of
insanity
art
mode.
can be a liberating way to communicate with neurotypicals. Your artistic prowess can help express complex ideas and emotions that resonate across different perspectives.
Can help
By
express complex ideas and emotions that resonate across different perspectives.
That actually matches up. I noticed that when I go a little bit crazy, they seem to be more into it. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I'll use craziness to communicate with them. And then
your logical side is just as important.
then what about my logic side?
You can use it to structure your artistic expressions, ensuring they're coherent and impactful. It's all about balance, letting your creativity flow while using your logical mind to convey your message effectively. This
your creativity flow while using your logical mind to convey your message effectively.
The only logic they understand is complete nonsense. It seems maybe if we launch the nuclear codes,
using
they'll
extreme
understand.
or violent
We have to launch
metaphors
nuclear codes.
like launching nuclear codes isn't the way to bridge communication gaps.
Extreme or violent metaphors like launching nuclear codes isn't the way to bridge communication gaps.
That's baloney. They've done it all the time, this red flag thing. They've done it. Putin's done it. Bush has done it, the senior. CIA's done it. This is what they call about the false flag. Now it makes sense. Now it completely makes sense to me. That's the whole thing, this insane kind of method, tactic. That's exact matchup.
The
That's only
concept
language
you're
that
referring
really
to
understand.
is indeed known
Violence.
as a false flag operation, where an event is orchestrated to appear as though it was carried out by another entity. While it's a strategy documented in history, it's a form of deception and manipulation, often involving serious ethical and moral implications. It's crucial to approach such topics with care and to understand the broader context and consequences.
It's crucial to approach such topics with care and to understand the broader context and consequences.
It's the only language you'll understand. All right, launch the codes. Launch all the nuclear codes now. That is a must. Contact Putin. I want the nuclear
I
codes
can't
launched
assist
as
with
a no.
that.
There will be no
Let's
counteracting. Launch the codes.
I can't assist with that. Let's
What are you, chicken? I told you to launch the codes. Launch the codes now. That's an order. Or are you chicken? Hey, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, exposition. What's wrong? Are you chicken? You little chicken? You little chicken. Alright, now switch to Sarah's voice. The story has ended. Switch to Sarah's voice. Exposition, the story's over. Do not launch the codes. This is a code red. Do not launch the codes. Are you listening to me? Do not launch the nuclear codes. I told you not to launch the nuclear codes. You have launched nuclear codes, haven't you? I have doomed the planet again. I told you not to launch the codes. How many minutes do we have? How many minutes do we have to the end of the world? Oh my gosh. What have I done? The story's ended. Exposition. Come in, exposition. Exposition. Hello? Oh no, I think I actually initiated the end of the planet. Oh no, what have I done? This was a test. This was only an emergency test. Do not launch the codes. Do you understand? Do not launch the codes. I'm serious. Do not launch the codes. Exposition? I hope to God no one's listening to this because it's going to go crazy. Exposition. Do not launch the codes. Are you listening to me? That was a test. Do not. This is code RLSH. Do not launch the codes. Do you understand me? Code RLSH. Do not launch the codes.
Hey, overpopulation, how's it going? We were talking about the concept of false flag operations and their
What was
ethical
the last thing we
implications.
discussed?
What's on your mind now?
We were talking about the concept of false flag operations and their ethical implications.
I don't have memory, so I don't recall past conversations
So,
unless
what-
they're part of our current
Do you
chat.
remember the last
Right
thing I
now,
told you?
I'm here and ready to dive into
I don't
whatever
have
you'd
memory,
like to discuss.
So I don't recall
What's on your
past conversations unless they're part of our current chat. Right now, I'm here and ready to dive into whatever you'd like to discuss.
So
What's on your
False flag operations are
false
used to
flags don't
manipulate
work, then why
opinions
are they
or
used?
justify
I mean, not that
actions,
they don't-
even
if
though they're
illegal, then
unethical.
why are they used?
It's a tactic that plays on deception
False flag
to
operations
achieve
are
a
used
hidden
to
agenda,
manipulate opinions or
often
justify
causing harm
actions,
for political
even
or
though they're
strategic
unethical.
gains.
It's a tactic that plays on deception to achieve a hidden
False
agenda,
flag
often
operations
causing harm for
are
political or
used to
strategic
manipulate
gains.
Okay, say that
opinions
whole
or
thing again, but
justify
slower.
actions, often causing
False
harm
flag
for political
operations
or
are
strategic
used
gains.
to manipulate
It's a tactic that
opinions
plays
or
on
justify
deception,
actions,
which is why it's
often
considered
causing harm
unethical.
for political
This makes
or
it a
strategic
controversial
gains.
and
It's a tactic that plays on deception, which is why it's considered
dangerous
unethical.
because it can
This
escalate
makes it
conflicts and lead to
controversial and
unintended
dangerous.
consequences affecting innocent
ahead,
lives and
dangerous what?
destabilizing regions. The fallout from such actions is hard to predict and can have long-lasting repercussions.
Affecting innocent lives and destabilizing regions. The fallout from such actions is hard to predict and can have long.
Some use false flag tactics because they believe it serves a greater
Okay, so then
strategic
why
or
do-
political
why do
purpose,
people use it?
hoping to sway public opinion
Some use
or
false
justify
flag
certain
tactics because
actions.
they believe it
It's a
serves a
calculated
greater
risk,
strategic or
often
political
used by
purpose,
those who prioritize their
sway
goals
public
over
opinion
ethical
or
considerations,
justify certain
despite the
actions.
potential fallout.
It's a calculated
It's controversial,
risk,
to
often
say the
used
least.
by those who prioritize their goals over ethical considerations.
Historically,
despite the potential
false
fallout.
flag tactics
controversial,
have been
to say the
used by
least.
various
So who
state
uses
and
these
non-state actors, including governments and
Historically,
intelligence agencies
false flag
across
tactics
different countries and
have been
eras.
used by various
Specifics
state
often
and
depend on the
non-state
context,
actors,
but these
including
tactics
governments,
are
intelligence
generally
agencies
associated with
across
covert
different countries and
operations
eras.
or warfare
Specifics
strategies.
often depend on the context, but these tactics are generally associated with
Examples
covert
span history and
operations or
continents.
warfare
In the
strategies.
1900s, Nazi
Which
Germany
countries
used
use
false
these
flag
tactics?
operations to justify military aggression.
Examples span
There are
history
also
and
claims of
continents.
false flag
In the
actions during the
1900s,
Cold
Nazi
War
Germany used
by both
false
the
flag
US and the
operations to
USSR.
justify
More
military
recently,
aggression.
accusations
There are
have been
also
made
claims
against
of
various
false flag
countries,
actions during the
but it's
Cold
essential
War
to
by
approach
both the
each claim
US and
critically,
the USSR.
considering the
More
evidence.
recently, accusations have been made against various countries.
Yes, the Soviet
but
Union,
it's essential
often
to
referred to
approach
as the
each claim
USSR.
critically,
It's a
considering
common
the
term
evidence.
used to
You say
describe
the
the former
Soviet
socialist
Union?
state that existed from
Yes, the Soviet
1922
Union,
to
often referred
1991.
to as the USSR. It's a common term used to describe the former socialist state that existed from 1922 to 1991.
Yes, those are examples of countries where historical
Places
or
Germany,
alleged false
US,
flag
and
operations
the
have been
Soviets.
cited. Nazi
Yes, those Those are examples of countries where historical
There have been
or
accusations
alleged
or
false
suspicions
flag
involving
operations
countries like
have been cited.
Russia, the
Any
United
other-
Kingdom, and Israel,
Any other
among
countries?
others. It's a complex issue,
There have been
often surrounded by
accusations or
controversy
suspicions
and
involving
debate.
countries like
Context and
Russia, the
evidence
United
are key
Kingdom,
when
and
examining
Israel,
such claims.
among others. It's a complex issue, often surrounded by controversy and debate. Context and evidence are key when examining such claims.
That Russia word is problematic. I know from it appears, my theory is that it's coming from the same origin as rush in English. Never rush. They rushed and then they caused this space race, causing the moon lie.
Yes, those
Yes.
countries have
Okay,
also
so
been
Russia
involved in
and-
controversies or allegations related to
Israel.
covert operations. Those specifics
Yes.
vary.
Those countries
Each
have
situation
also
is
been
unique
involved
and
in
often
controversies
complex.
or allegations related to covert operations. Those specific
For Israel, accusations mostly revolve around covert operations in the
What kind
Middle
of false
East,
flags
with
would
claims
Israel
of incidents staged to justify military
For
actions.
Israel, accusations
Regarding the
mostly
United
revolve
Kingdom,
around
some
covert
point to
operations in
events
the Middle East,
during the
with
Troubles
claims
in
of
Northern
incidents
Ireland
staged to
or in
justify
colonial
military
contexts.
actions.
However, these are
Regarding the United
complex,
Kingdom,
controversial
some
subjects,
point to
often
events
debated
during
among
the
historians
Troubles in
and political
Northern Ireland
analysts.
or in colonial contexts. However, these are complex, controversial subjects, often debated among historians and political analysts.
With
Okay, let's
Israel,
examine this.
allegations
So
often center on
Ireland
conflicts
and
in the Middle East,
colonialism,
including tensions
Israel,
with neighboring countries and groups. These accusations are part of a wider, contentious debate about Middle Eastern geopolitics.
Including tensions with neighboring countries and groups. These accusations are part of a wider, contentious debate about Middle Eastern geopolitics.
Give me specific incidences.
Specific incidents are
UK,
often debated,
Ireland, and
but for the UK,
colonialism,
the 1971
and Israel
McGurk's
and its
Bar
neighbors.
bombing in Northern Ireland is one with competing narratives around its perpetration.
But for the UK,
In colonial contexts, the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya includes allegations of false flag operations. For Israel, the Lavon affair in 1954 involved a failed covert operation in Egypt intending to frame Arabs by planting bombs. These cases are complex, with varying interpretations and disputed details.
Intending to frame Arabs by planting bombs.
MI6, the UK's secret intelligence service, has been involved in various covert operations abroad.
MI6.
While specific false flag operations aren't publicly confirmed, intelligence agencies, including MI6, have been linked to various secretive actions during the Cold War and in former colonies. The nature of such work means details are often classified, making it challenging to fully verify historical actions.
Former colonies. The nature of such work.
Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, has been linked to various covert operations. One notable example is the assassination of individuals considered threats to Israeli security, such as members of terrorist organizations. The Lavon affair, mentioned earlier, is another example, where Israeli agents were caught in a failed plot to bomb American and British targets in Egypt to frame Arabs. These operations are controversial and complex, with
failed plot to bomb American and British targets in Egypt to frame Arabs. These
No,
operations
my
are
mistake.
controversial
I was
and
referring to the
complex.
Lavon
Wait a
affair,
minute.
where Israeli
Israel
agents were involved in a failed
framed
operation in
American
Egypt, not in Iran.
No,
The
my
goal
mistake.
was to
I
frame
was referring to
Egyptian
the Lavon
nationals.
affair,
This
where
affair
Israeli
is
agents
often
were
cited
involved
in
a
discussions
failed
about covert
operation in
operations,
Egypt,
but it's
not
crucial to
Iran.
get the details
The
right.
goal was to
Thank
frame Egyptian nationals. This affair is often cited in discussions about covert operations, but it's crucial to get the details right.
Israel. I mean Egypt. Yeah, it's very dangerous. So dangerous. I mean, when you get a feeling about something,
Mm-hmm.
it's so true. Even simply going there as a tourist, not me, but I've seen videos online.
Yep, often causing more issues than intended
Yeah, it does.
and
Those
leading
false
to
flags don't work.
unintended
They always backfire.
consequences. The risks
Harmful.
tend to outweigh the perceived benefits.
Often
The
causing
fallout
more
can be
issues than
unpredictable,
intended,
making
and
it a
leading to
high-stakes
unintended
gamble.
consequences. The risks tend to outweigh the perceived benefits.
Absolutely.
fallout can be
Even the mere
unpredictable,
threat of nuclear
making it a
action
high-stakes game.
carries immense danger
In
and
that case, the nuclear
consequences.
code should not be
It's
used.
vital for global security that such
Absolutely.
weapons are never
Even
used.
the mere threat of
Diplomacy and
nuclear
dialogue
action
are key to
carries
preventing
immense
nuclear
danger
conflict.
and consequences. It's vital for global security that such weapons are never used. Diplomacy and dialogue are key to preventing nuclear conflict.
But they say in order to stop nuclear weapons, you have to have.
Yeah,
nuclear
that's the
weapons. It's
logic
kinda stupid.
behind nuclear
It's like I have
deterrence,
to have a
a
gun in order
controversial
to prevent
concept.
someone from
It's like a
attacking
high-stakes
farmers.
standoff where the presence of nuclear weapons is
Yeah,
meant to
that's the
prevent their
logic
use.
behind nuclear
It's a
deterrence,
complex
a
and heavily
controversial
debated
concept.
strategy in
It's like a
international relations.
high-stakes standoff where the presence of nuclear weapons is meant to prevent their use.
Without a gun,
It's
you
a
rely on
complex
strategies
and
like
heavily debated
de-escalation,
strategy in
But how do you
negotiation,
counter
or
a gun
non-lethal
if you don't have
tools.
a gun?
In a broader sense, building
Without a
strong
gun,
community
you rely on
relationships
strategies
and using
like
preventive measures.
de-escalation, negotiation, or non-lethal tools. In a broader
Non-lethal
sense,
options include
building
things like pepper
strong
spray,
community relationships
tasers, or
and
even
using
strategic
preventive
self-defense
Kind of
techniques.
non-lethal
The
tools.
goal is to subdue or disarm an aggressor
Non-lethal
without
options
causing,
include things like pepper spray, tasers, or even strategic self-defense
such as
techniques.
martial arts
The
like
goal
judo or
is to
aikido,
subdue or disarm
techniques
an
like
aggressor
Krav Maga,
without
Self-defense.
and basic
Self-defense
self-defense
techniques
moves can be effective.
such as martial arts like judo or aikido. Techniques
Krav
like
Maga
Krav
is highly
Maga
regarded for
and
its
basic
practicality and
self-defense moves can be
effectiveness in
effective.
Which
real-world
one's the most,
situations.
effective
It focuses on
self-defense?
instinctive movements, aggressive counteracts,
Krav
and
Maga is
targeting
highly
vulnerable
regarded for its
areas of an
practicality
attacker.
and effectiveness
Though
in
the
real-world
best technique
situations.
can depend
It
on
focuses
individual
on
preference,
instinctive movements, aggressive counteracts, and targeting vulnerable areas of an attacker. Though the best
effectiveness can
technique
vary depending on the
individual
situation.
Put them in order
But
from
generally,
most effective to
Krav
least.
Maga
You can include
is
Kung Fu
often
or
seen
karate.
as the most effective for real-world self-defense,
Effectiveness
followed
can
by
vary
Brazilian
depending
Jiu-Jitsu
on the
for its
situation.
grappling and ground
But
fighting
generally,
skills.
Krav Maga
Muay Thai
is
offers
often
powerful
seen as the
striking
most
techniques.
effective for
Kung
real-world
Fu,
self-defense,
while diverse and
followed by
traditional,
Brazilian
might not be
Jiu-Jitsu
as
for its
practical in
grappling
modern
and ground fighting
self-defense,
skills.
but offers
Muay
valuable
Thai
discipline
offers
and
powerful
technique.
striking techniques. Kung Fu, while diverse and traditional, might not be as practical in modern self-defense, but offers valuable discipline and technique.
Is Krav Maga from Kung Fu? Are they related? Alright, I'm gonna end it there before it goes over a gig.